Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got something really cool going on the inside of the bug, so stick around. So what have we got going on today? Well, today we're going to be looking at the interior door cards on the old bug. So I went down to the local Home Depot and I picked up some 1/8 inch hardboard, this black board or a brown board, and I had me a template already cut out, and so I put it up there on it. I measured it all out, and as you can see, I've got the window crank hole, I've got the door open and close hole, and all the little clips that goes around it. Now, I'm not using the Volkswagen clips. What I'm using is these little standard new type edition clips that I got off eBay, and they were like, I don't know, $6 for a bag of 100. And so we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. And so next, I've got some good old, right over here, it's good old right over here. I got some good old 3M glue. This is the 71, and I think the only difference between the 71 and the 77 is the spray pattern. This is a little more stringy, if I'm correct, where the 77, it fans out a lot better. So I've got that. And so we're going to be using that. And then I've also picked up some clips like that to be holding around the edges. And then we've got some material. And I'm going to wait until I get it on here before I show you a close-up of the material. I know you're going to like it. But when you do this, make sure that you've got this stuff down. And make sure if it's all square or patterned like this is, make sure that it's squared up. If you got lines on it, make sure the lines are squared down at the top, or at the top, at the bottom, on the sides, because that's all you need is something permanently glued down that's not straight. So let me get this and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so before you get ready to put all your material on, take your clips. These clips, like I showed you just a minute ago, they are 8mm by 1 inch. You might say, well, you can't have 8mm and 1 inch long. Well, then go 5/16 by 1 inch long. So you just take these and push these in first. Because I'm telling you, if you get all your fabric put on and then you realize, uh-oh, I didn't put my little clips in, you're up the creek without a paddle. Okay, so what I've done here, here's my material and the fabric that I'm putting on. This is going to be on the door panel and on the headrest, or the headliner. And I got that at Hobby Lobby, and the closest Hobby Lobby to us did not have it, so I had to order it online. So once you get all this stuff and it's on there and it's straight, I like to come in here and put clips on both ends halfway up. And the reason I like to do that is so I can pull this halfway back, and I'm only doing half of it at a time. That way you don't get ahead of yourself and you don't mess stuff up. So this does not look like what I told you a while ago. This is not stringy, so I don't know where I come up with that information at. But give it a pretty liberal coat, especially around the edges. When you're trimming your material, make sure you leave at least 1.5 inches or so on the back. Now that this board is done, go ahead and spray, several inches. Don't do the whole thing, because you may get it a little ahead of yourself. But go ahead and spray it. And don't spray too much because it's going to bleed through that fabric because it's very thin. It's like a t-shirt material stuff. And just go ahead and pull it down. And then come back like that. I always pull it back like that. And then I'll go ahead and spray this down. See, that way, like right here is a couple of little bubbles, and you just pull it. Make sure you keep your lines all straight, guys. I mean, it might be an old bug, but it's my old bug, and I want it to look good, you know. So then, after you get that one side done, just flop around to the other side, and you're going to do the same thing on this side. Undo your clips, get them out of the way. Go ahead and take off the middle ones, and you just pull this back, and boom, right there, you're ready to go. Get that stuff on there good, get it all sprayed. All right, kind of pull your creases out of your material there just a little bit. Just go ahead and spray it. Got an extra person that's willing to help, that's fantastic too. Now listen, what works best is if you wait for a few minutes before you let it get good and tacky. Just like putting on window tint. You got to get them bubbles out, push it to the edge, push them to the edge all the way. Now, those clips that we put on, see, I don't have enough glue right there. I can tell that right now because it just easily rolled up. By gosh, we'll show that. Put that stuff down, baby. Look at that. Now, you have one side. Now these little clips, let me show you this real quick. These little clips have a little hump to them. I mean, it's like a 1/16. It's almost not noticeable. But when you get this thin material on top of that hardboard, you're going to be able to feel them. But unless you tell somebody, they're not going to be able to notice it. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to flip it over. And you can see all these little black things is what goes in the holes on the other side or in your car. So just come out here and just go ahead and spray it. Just spray 1.5 inches or so all the way down the line. Go ahead and get your fabric for that one side. Now, I need my scissors, and I don't know where they are. So here they are. So the scissors, right here where your tabs are sticking up, just come back in here and clip it. That way it can wrap around. But do not clip it all the way up to the hardboard because you want it to wrap over the top. So then you just bring it in here. Booyah. Just like that. Okay, so I'm working on this last run and we got a corner to do. and I'm going to show you how I do it. It's nothing special, but you know, somebody may not know. Get your material all good. And remember, you need to have your clips up here. So make sure you tug these a little tight, lay them flat. I didn't quite trim these off far enough, but it's okay. Once you get it on the door, ain't nobody gonna know. All right, so here we go. You lay that in here, and then when you come up here, just kind of lay it down and then pull and fold. You kind of pull it and fold it. You do that, and you may wind up with this right here, so just clip it right off. And when you all fold it, it's all got glue on it, so it's going to stick. Get your little clip and put it right on top, just like that. And that is interior Volkswagen Beetle card. And then what we'll do is we'll come up here where these holes are, and we'll poke a little hole when we get ready to put them on the door. But this is part one, and we appreciate you watching, and bug out.